Okay guys, it's a George Grant here. In this video I want to talk to you about how to be a man. There are many videos online about different topics and subjects about MGTOW and how to resist feminism or how to make money and so on. Many of them are valid and very necessary topics to listen, but I believe one of the most important ones is to realize few basic points which constitute essence of a male. The masculine man. So what is it? First of all, man is the one who does not give a fuck about anything. It is not like being strong physically or being aggressive or all this kind of cliches, about being a man. First of all, man has inherent qualities which women can never possess, and one of them is just what I said. It's not giving a fuck about anything. Man can exist on his own. A man does not need approvals from outside like women want, always to look for approvals. So man is generally psychologically independent being. He can find completeness and tranquility in being alone, as well as in being among people. And you know that women can't find peace either by being alone or by being among their peers, because they are incomplete beings. They give a fuck. Their mind is constantly in turmoil. But the man is the opposite. The real man is generally a guy who doesn't have much thoughts in his mind. I need to tell you something. Having a lot of thinking is not a man's quality. Having a lot of thoughts and thinking is a dysfunction, psychological dysfunction, and it is more like feminine trait rather than masculine one. So one of the reasons why real man doesn't have much thinking going in his head is because he is complete. He is not desperately seeking for fulfillment of something, for completeness or approval, or for some vague dreams and goals in his mind. And he is not allowing these external influences like commercials, advertisements and whatever to infect his mind and to make it run on their frequency. He just turns it off and goes blank. And I know that a lot of men today are incapable of doing that because they've been, of course, their psyche been damaged by society's brainwashing. But you see, it's never too late. Man is the one who doesn't give a fuck and who doesn't think much, because he doesn't need it. He can remain in his peace, in his quiet, in his blank state, in his tranquility, and still enjoy the life, enjoy the being, nature, whatever is going on around him. He can be indifferent observer, and whatever need arises, he just responds accordingly and does only what is necessary at this moment, without any fancy, ideas and superfluous add-ons or additions, which in female mind is always happening. They always create some layers of misinterpretation over what is going on, sub-layers of reality, so to say. So these are the qualities of a man, of a masculine man, and you can just revive them again in you, because if you are a man, they are inherently in you. Even if your psyche was affected by your upbringing, by your parents, school, and educational institutions, whatever your surrounding, it is still there in you. Maybe it is sleeping dormant, but this sleeping giant still has potential, and when he wakes up, just destroys everything around him, and he begins to reign as a king in his kingdom. So this is your power. So yeah, that's basically two main qualities which only men possess and women don't. And if you remind yourself about them, you will do yourself a great favor. Now, I'm thinking about any other things I can just talk about in this regard, about particularly what being a man means, and of course, many all these other things which usually come to mind as a man being honest and responsible for his words and actions and all this stuff. But this is, we all know that already, so I don't want to just repeat what everybody else has said and you know yourself. I just wanted to stress these two things which I just mentioned above, which are even much more important than all of that. More important than sense of responsibility, and more important than loyalty and honesty and all this kind of stuff. Because without those two, you can't have all the rest of this function properly. It will be shaky foundation. But this two is only what men have, and women can never have it. And I repeat it again. The one is not giving a damn about anything. Okay? And the second one is not allowing any much of contemplation, thinking running inside your brain. You need to be able to learn to switch off your thinking, to go into the blank mode, and to get rid of idea that you can't function without constant thinking. You see, this is what media and society and education are trying to instill into your brain, that you always need to constantly be engaged in thinking and doing something with your brain to just exhaust you. But it is a lie. You don't have to. Your body-mind organism is just perfectly organized to respond to the need at the time of the need only, not to run it in continually to exhaust this machine of your body. So if you have these two, you can easily build all the rest of your masculine qualities on them. It would be good if you practice in this too. Not giving a fuck and not thinking. And also I want to add one more by the end of this talk. And one more is ability to make a hit, punch, to make a break in the wall in front of you, to have ability to decide. You see, a lot of men are experiencing failure because they are not taught and trained to be decisive. It does not matter at all whether your decision will ends up correct or incorrect in the end. In most cases, if you are decisive, you will end up successful and victorious in most cases. Because majority of failures comes from indecision rather than from decisiveness. This is very important thing for you to remember. I want to repeat it. Majority of failures in man's life comes from indecisions rather than from decisiveness. Okay? You need to be able to make a crack in the wall, to break the wall, to hit, to punch, to destroy your obstacle when it is necessary. You need to be able to kill the problem right on the spot. There is no time for charity at our times which we are living in. There is no time for negotiations. It is time for a kill. So whenever an obstacle appears in front of you, whenever anyone is trying to demean you, to bind you, to belittle you, you need to destroy this right on the spot. Never ever allow it to going on, never ever to tolerate. These three qualities. Not giving a fuck about what is going on, not engaging in thinking, and be decisive motherfucker, be able to make a hit, to break the wall, to make a kill, to destroy the obstacle in front of you right on the spot, without much negotiations. Alright? Okay guys, thank you for your time. I believe this was helpful, and please follow these tips and you will be victorious all the time. Thanks a lot, and you have a great day. It was George Grant. I'm out.